Okay. What if we train a certain child to experience certain things? See, first of all, what is the guarantee that first of all you are imposing something on someone? Okay. In fact, that is what religion is. It's a certain imposition to make your child think in a way that you want it to think. Religion is what? Catch them when they are young policy, right? So this is again what you are saying is, uh, you heard about Krishnamurti, right? Jiddu Krishnamurti. Hmm. What happened was Buddha said, I will return to earth after 2500 years, and right now I am as a guru, but when I return after 2500 years, I'll be more like your friend, and my name will be Maitreya. So I'll be returning after 2500 years. So there was a woman in Russia in 1880s, 1860s or 1880s, 1860s perhaps, Madame Blavatsky, her name. So she started reading about all these mystical scriptures and all that stuff, and she came to know that Buddha has proclaimed, and it was 2500 years was nearing. So she wanted to find who this guy is. Most probably the odds would be lying that he would be born in India. The odds. Or as you said, they said, why don't we train one human being so that that particular thing can be imbibed, whatever the qualities has been said to that Maitreya will hold, will be, and we find in this guy, we train him for that particularly. And they chose Jiddu Krishnamurti when he was 9 years old. They chose him. He was from Madanapalli, Andhra Pradesh. And Madam Annie Besant. Have you heard about Annie Besant? They started a theosophical society, and they started to give him with all the imparted knowledge of the world, of the wisdom, of the scriptures, everything. He was considered as the teacher of the world. So his training began, arduous training began for him. It was like, in a way, he looked like a potential candidate. In a way, he looked like that. The way he lived his life and all. So they adopted him from his parents. They took him along with him. They took him around the world. They taught him with best spiritual practices, everything. Then I think when he was like 18 or 21 years, about research, they were ready. Okay, now Jiddu Krishnamurti is ready to be the teacher of the world. And Jiddu Krishnamurti gave them a shock. He said, I am not the teacher of the world. And he left the Theosophical Society and he started giving talks throughout the world. He started. It was very daring. I don't think any other human being has done such a deed. Everybody is looking, so many millions of people are waiting. Okay, throughout the world, people are like, okay, they were waiting. Oh, okay, the Maitreya has come. It's like the new savior of the world, kind of a thing. Not exactly a savior, but a teacher of the world to make the world more spiritual. But Jiddu Krishnamurti gave them a shock. He said, you don't need any God, you don't need any guru. So they were disappointed with him, and then he started his own things. It was extremely logical, but it was not easy for him to, because they had given him thousands of acres of land. He had, if he wanted to start his ashram, everything was ready for him, like a typical guru. Okay? But he renounced all that. Even Osho, by the end of his lifetime, I think in 89ish or something, he said, in a way, he talked that he was the Maitreya. He declared himself as Maitreya. And I personally think Osho fits the description well of a Maitreya. But he himself, I think after 2 weeks, he said he is not Maitreya. He said it's just a joke. He is not like Buddha. Buddha is outdated, blah blah blah. He started talking. His philosophy was, to destroy all your attachments. If you are attached to Christ, you will hammer that, because you will be bound. If you are attached to Krishna, if you are attached to Buddha, no attachment. So there are different perspectives, different people. It's very hard to, again, it's imposition on the child, right? If they are themselves are curious, yeah. See, your intention may be good. Every parent's intention is good for their children. They want their children to be religious. They are doing at least what the best of what they know. Your intention may be great. Oh, let him experience nothingness. But what if he's not interested? That too, you have to catch him at very young age, right? That's what all the religions are doing. That's what our ideologies get so fixated, right? By the time you are 5 years of age, in Judaism, you have to know all the first five books of by heart. You should know. Islam, many Muslim people, they know Quran by heart. By heart. How will you change that kind of conditioning later on? It takes a lot. Now, doesn't mean nobody will escape the programming, the conditioning. But even if I personally observed this, if you disappoint your parents, if you destroy their money, their wealth, they'll maybe forgive you. But their religious sentiments, they'll be very hurt. They'll be very hurt. This is unforgiving for them. Be it Buddha, be it Jesus. He said that Jesus' family wasn't very happy with what Jesus was doing. That's the thing. One very devout Christian, she dies and she goes to heaven. She said, okay, you have lived a very virtuous life. You have one, coupon, one bonus, one bonus for you. Ask anything in heaven, it will be granted. She'll be like very happy. I want to meet Mother Mary, she says. Okay, granted, one wish, go. She'll be taken to Mother Mary. And she says, you must be so proud. Your son was like Jesus. He was like the savior of the world. You must be very proud. Mary will say, all that is fine, but I personally wanted to make him a doctor. So, it's like that. Parents, do you think Jesus' mother was thinking, okay, you should go, let him preach, let him be killed on the cross as per God's plan? Which mother would do that? Can any mother do that? Even if it's God's plan? It wasn't easy. And when once it happens, when Jesus was talking to people, somebody will come and tell him, your mother and brothers are waiting for you. He says, who is my mother? Who is my brother? Everyone who obeys God's word, those are my mother. They are my sisters and brothers. When someone says, Jesus says someone, one guy asks, can I follow you? He says, no, you go back home. Jesus says, I want to follow you, but Jesus says, no, you have family responsibilities, you go. One more guy, Jesus, he doesn't ask, just himself says, you follow me. But he says, yeah, but my father has died. I just came running because they said Jesus is here, so I just thought of seeing you and then going back to burying my father. He said, you follow me, let the dead bury the dead. He's saying this for his own father. Saying, you follow me, the dead will bury them. So in many ways, that's what, does this mean Jesus was against family? No. See, that's why certain things are spiritually significant. Renouncing the world, not because divinity needs your renouncement, but because you realize till then what you were thinking as diamonds, as precious, were but stones. Getting something, when you get the real diamonds, you will automatically empty your pockets from the stones, right? If you don't have diamonds, your keeping stones will be very dear to you. How will you renounce? It's like little children, they want to play with their toys, they want to play with their dolls. If you forcefully snatch it away, how ugly will that be? But once they grow up, they will drop it by themselves. Nobody will even think where my toys are. So once upon a time, it meant life for them. So whenever Buddha or Christ or Krishna, whoever, they say out of their understanding, each individual wants to die soon. Is it still relevant? And don't try to cure the ignorance of the world. Of course, even I did the same things. It's like someone is not thirsty. You gave him water, he'll maybe pour on his head or he'll pour on the ground, but he won't drink it. Even if you push him to the swimming pool, do you think he'll drink the water? There's no point. If they are not hungry, what is the point forcing them food? If they are thirsty, if they come, if they are in need of water, then too, do you think just give them water directly, so easily? How thirsty are they? Are they really thirsty enough? Sadhguru said it nicely. See, my job is not to give you water. My job is to put salt on your tongue. And you somehow will make sure you will find water. Buddha always used to say, it's like your life is on fire. You're decaying into death, right? You're still living it ignorantly. House is on fire. Christ always said the end is near, the end is near. It's still billions of years. Why is this urgency? Always say, okay, there's still time. So each enlightened being used different strategies, different techniques to use. But ultimately, see, there's one beautiful Zen story. The master is dying. The disciples are always all crying. Especially the closest. Usually the master will have one closest disciple. With every master it will be that case. So this disciple is crying. It's like, why are you crying? It's like, what will happen to me after you die? The disciples are, somehow they'll be fine. But what will happen to me? And his master says, my son, did I blind you so much that you're failing to see the light of the existence? Did my small light blind you so much? The whole of the existence, even if I am gone, God looking upon me. Then the same thing happens with another guru. It's like, at least even after my death, at least after I die, I hope you see the reality. Okay, what do you mean? When your guru itself is there, or if you're not able to see the reality, then after his death, how is it possible? So the guru says, I am just like, there's a river flowing of the existence. I am taking a little water from that and giving it, pouring it on you. You are concerned about this water, forgetting to look at the whole river. At least after I die, please look at the river is eternally flowing. Okay, I was just giving you little by little of it. So there are many things. In that way, Zen, Sufism are like purely spiritual. Even today they have retained Zen. Oh my God, beautiful. There's nothing like Zen, Sufism, Taoism, unmatched. They fail all other religions combined. Nothing, not even close. That doesn't mean other religions are wrong per se. Okay. They have to satisfy their customers. If there is a need, then there will be a supply. That is marketplace 101.